Hey all, welcome to Parker's Reef. On today's episode, we're going to do a tour of DeerPark Aquarium and check out some hot corals and fish. Alright, thank you for joining me on yet another episode of Parker's Reefs. Now, it has been some time since I've been into DeerPark Aquarium to be there for an unboxing and to show you guys some fresh corals and fish as they go straight into the tanks ready for sale. Now, whilst I wasn't quite there for the unboxing, I was there first thing the next opportunity, and I was able to have a look at all of these beautiful fish and corals that they've got in this week from various suppliers. I think the total amount is something like 38 boxes of stock. So here shows me there's some good filler fish, good filler coral, but also a few showpieces of each that we definitely want to have a good look at while we're there. So I figure without any further ado, let's roll the footage and check out all of the new livestock at DeerPark Aquarium. All right, Dave, you've got some fish in, a few interesting pieces. Can you take us through them?
We got a decent selection in this week. We got some massive Cooper's Anthea.
Yeah, these are the biggest Coopers I've ever seen. I'm sure they get possibly bigger in the wild, but I've not seen them in an aquarium that size before. They're normally a smaller Anthea. These guys are pretty big.
Tiny, yep.
Yeah.
Some nice big flagfin angels.
Yeah,
Love
these
the
guys
blue lips.
Got a real presence to them.
Big spine on the gill.
I got some DSLR footage to really showcase the beauty of these, and a couple of chunky boys on there too. They're definitely ready for a new home.
Got some chocolate gobies, harlequin tusk, little zebra angel.
And this big guy, what's this guy?
Just some sort of ringtail tang. He's been with us for a while now.
He's a pretty fish. He's got a real presence as he swims around, and
Purple's just starting to come out in the face.
yeah, real nice markings on that face, as you say.
We got the ugliest fish on the planet, the thread-thin perch.
Yeah, definitely not a fish you see regularly, but I mean, he's got some charm to him. Can you tell me about him? Is he going to get massive being a perch?
He's a food fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got the nice longfin sleeper gobies at the top there.
Yes.
A massive cleaner ass. Thing's huge.
Yeah, he's a big boy, nice and vibrant, chunky too, always good. And a few lipsticks in. I believe you've got a few more lipstick to come in the tour as well.
There's quite a few in at the moment. These ones are a large to an extra large. There's some nice large blue tangs behind them there.
Yeah, nice to see.
With a little red spot blenny at the bottom.
Very, very nice.
Down here we got some Picasso clowns, some standard black and white clowns, and some mocha storms.
Very, very nice.
A few coral gobies, Borbonius anthea, just a pair of gold nuggets. They're just starting to get a hint of yellow to them.
Beautiful.
We got a little baby Valentini puffer.
A fish that is full of personality.
Great for vermitid snails, but not so great with snails and corals in general.
For sure.
We've got a couple of little blue spot puffers.
Yeah, these guys are little. I mean, we're talking like the size, well, smaller than the clowns that he's in the tank with. He's very cautiously hanging in that corner.
It's Picasso trigger. Up here we've got some Dispar Anthea, keyhole angel. There's a nice small sized adult emperor.
Yeah, he is quite small for a adult marking emperor. And then yeah, some really pretty wrasse in there that are just still waking up, but man, they got
just gone in there. You've got the Timor wrasse at the back there. I think they're an underrated wrasse that you don't see too often.
Yep. Beautiful.
We've got some more lipsticks over here, and then the big rainbow blunt-headed wrasse.
Yeah, tell me about him. He looks a pretty wild dude.
Oh, they're absolutely stunning, but if you see the jaw on them, they can, unlikely to wipe out your coral, but they can do it if they want to.
Comes with a decent risk then.
Yep. Got some Fiji damsels.
Very nice.
Some nice large blue-eyed bristletooth tangs.
Yeah, which has been a nice substitute since the coal tangs have obviously been off the order list for a little while.
Great algae grazer as well, and these guys pretty well fully grown. I think we have a fully grown one coming up, but for a tang, they're on the smaller side.
Yeah, nice. Nice yellow goat.
Yep, yellow goat. There's a
very yellow.
Blonde coral beauty.
Beautiful.
This guy here is probably about it for the blue-eyed.
Yeah, okay.
We've got plenty of blue-green chromis in.
Yeah, nice to see those back in. They really do make a reef tank in my opinion.
We got the blue-faced Scopaz still there.
Yep, nice.
Foxface, 6-bar angel. Over here we've got a couple of butterflies. We've got the raccoon and the Pakistani.
Lovely.
There's also scooter blennies.
Yeah, nice little scooter blennies in there. Look how small they are, just grazing around on that sand in there.
There's a juvenile 3-spotted hogfish. He almost looks like a clown sweet lips when he's a baby.
Yeah, I was going to ask what this guy was. I wasn't exactly sure. I'm sure whatever he is, he gets big and angry. But was I close on that assumption?
No, he's not too bad. Couple of male Melanaris wrasse.
Yeah, beautiful.
Getting
Nice
the colour in
staple.
their face.
Yeah, yeah.
And a big harem of leopard wrasse.
Yeah, gorgeous. Difficult fish, but man, what a pretty fish.
Down here we've got a teeny tiny little snowflake eel.
Yeah, for those looking for the little eels, look at this little guy. He's just smiling for the camera.
There's a nice big red tooth trigger in there as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, a little bit bigger on the other end.
Got plenty of macroalgae in.
Definitely, and there'll be even more in the morning. I've got to harvest some out of mine, so plenty of algae there.
Got a nice pride of lions, some volatans and some zebras.
Beautiful, yeah.
Most of these guys are eating prepared food now. There's only a couple still needing a bit of live food.
The benefit of having them all in one tank, as soon as you get one of them eating it,
Monkey
the others...
see, monkey do.
Exactly, they cotton on pretty quickly.
We've got a absolute menagerie of frosted rose bubble tips.
Plenty to pick from there.
There's also some nice, really small tuxedo urchins.
Yeah, nice.
Plenty of assorted snails, Trochus, Strombus, Astrea, Nassarius.
Beautiful.
There's even some Cereath in there at the moment.
Great assortment.
Just overflow for the zoas.
Yeah, plenty of zoas on sale, but you got some treasures down here.
There's a couple of bigger collector urchins, some standard bubble tips, some more snails. There is a nice pink and green-based Hedoni.
Yeah, stunner.
If we go here, there's a massive pistol shrimp goby pair. It's the Y bar.
Wow, that's the that's the shrimp. He's massive.
I don't have the smallest of hands.
And there's the shrimp. He's a big boy too. Yeah. Oh, they're all up disrupted now.
Yep.
Even some peppies in next to them there. Some peppermint
Yeah,
shrimp.
there's a fair few peppermint shrimp left.
Nice, nice.
We got some candy apple bubble tips as well as just a nice green bubble tip.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Nice big pair of clowns.
Then we've got Old Glory gobies. These things are amazing. They're basically a hermit crab in fish form. They clean, they sand sift, they eat algae, they eat cyano. Absolutely amazing janitor fish, and they get to your pinky size, full size. So
Yeah, nice
great for smaller tanks.
Super passive, doesn't fight with anyone, no one fights with them. As good as it gets. Nice juvenile size blue tangs there.
Yep, small and medium blue tangs. We've got some pajama cardinals, banana wrasse. There's even a little long-nosed butterfly back there.
Nice, nice.
Then we have some monsters.
These are some big boys in
We've got
here.
another couple of lipstick tangs. These are both very, very large males. You can see the streamers on them.
Yeah,
And
and that is what indicates the male, isn't it? The streamer.
And they'd be a good, 14 inches, maybe more.
Yeah, they're a big fish. They're in with some big fish, like those dog-faced puffers are not small, and they're dwarfing them.
Yep. One of the dog faces has the yellow form to it, so it's got a bit of gold under the belly.
Nice, nice.
There's a nice large mimic tang and another harlequin tusk.
Harlequin tusk, always pretty fish.
Coming along here, we have some, what do we got in here? These are our more aggressive wrasse. So there is a massive cleaner wrasse. There's a latticed butterfly, but then you've got your thalassoma wrasses.
He's crazy coloration.
Yellow Luna, you've
Yeah.
got Christmas wrasses, there's standard chorus, two-spot chorus. We even have a little barred thick lips at the back there for something different.
Yep, yep. Crazy assortment of larger, more aggressive wrasse.
Down the bottom we've got some tiny little porcupine puffers.
Everyone's favourite.
There's a spotted butterfly, a blotchy ringtail tang. We've got some magnificent foxface. They just went in the tank, so they're not showing too much of their white
It's
yet.
still settling in, but they're looking great. Nice orange shoulder.
There's a orange shoulder, a blue lined rabbit, and a Desjardini sailfin tang.
Gorgeous. Nice assortment.
Over here there's some purple chromas, so we don't get them too often, but nice sort of cheaper schooling fish.
Yeah, yeah.
They look much better in person than in video.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard to show the colour of them, but they've just got this faint purple tinge to them.
We have a nice group of pyramid butterflies, and then we've got the odd guy out, the Zoster,
Yeah, yeah.
basically the reverse of them.
Makes a pretty cool little schooling option, and they are a nice smaller size at the moment too. They're quite nice.
There's some orange line cardinals, another forceps or long-nosed butterfly,
Lovely.
and super late in the season, but we've got a nice juvenile Lenardi in the back there as well.
Yeah, yeah, nice small size. I'll try and get some DSLR footage of him to really showcase the beauty of those stunning fish.
We've got some pixie wrasse, another ringtail, a couple of Australian stripies. There's a dusky wrasse at the back there, and a pair of chocolate gobies.
Gorgeous.
There's also some sand divers in there. I'll see if I can get them out later for you.
As the name would suggest, they have dived under the sand.
A little trio of raggy scorpion fish.
Yeah, these dudes are, they've definitely got some attitude to them. They just sit there staring at you no matter what you wave at them.
We've got the lonely old cooter left. We'll get some more seahorse next week, I think. And then a nice big group of Banggai cardinal.
Look at the Banggai just chilling around that plastic chain there. They're a funny fish.
In the next one, we've got so we've got yellow assessors. There's a blue assessor.
Oh yes.
Bicolour blenny, and then this little guy here, the sailfin cardinal. Bit of an unusual one.
Definitely an unusual fish. Now this guy is he's a predator.
He's a predator and he's nocturnal, so
Okay.
he acts kind of like a marine comet, where he'll be dark in colour and just float around during the day, but he'll be a lot more active at night, like trying to hunt. But their mouth is tiny on them,
Yeah, I was
so
going to say you've got him in with some pretty small fish, so he's obviously not eating things that small.
there's next to nothing that'd sort of be a
Yeah,
risk
right.
of in the tank.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, unless you're breeding fish, he's probably not going to be able to grab anything.
Yeah. Got some Singapore angels, some fire gobies, Ocellaris clowns. We've got a nice, very large Venustus angel.
Beautiful. Look at the markings and colours on him. Stunner.
Behind that one, we've got a nice big rusty angel.
Yeah, yeah. Gorgeous.
In the tube, we have a marine comet.
Yeah, just mentioned when we were
Chill
describing that Sailfin Cardinal, but yeah, nice little smaller size guy in there.
There's a nice tiny grey poma
Yeah, that's a stunning fish.
and a massive 6-line wrasse.
Lovely.
Last couple of tanks, we've got more Disparienthia. We've got a couple of different coral fish, bicolour angels, there's a mini barred goat.
Nice, nice.
We've got a teeny tiny matchbox sized clown trigger.
He is tiny. He's not going to stay that small for long. His appetite will get big.
Nice big undulated, and just some extra clownfish with some
Lovely.
clarkies and yeah.
Now, speaking of clownfish, you do have a couple more.
We've got another pair of long fins in this week.
They jump over this side.
They might have, yeah. Just here on the front of the glass.
So yeah, the last pair of long fins you got in ended up selling quite quickly. In fact, they were a pre-order. So you've been able to secure another couple.
Yep, these ones are just cause, so they'll be available to the first person that wants them.
Yeah, nice, nice. And again, it's a fish that people either love or hate, but
Yeah, not for everyone, but
no,
they're something different.
definitely. And there's been talk of them having, with the long fins, slowing them down. These guys have only just gone into the tank and they're having no issues swimming
doing
around
fine,
in there. Yeah. Good to see. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Dave. I'll do a lap of your coral tanks,
No
but
worries.
appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, so while Dave is getting back to work in getting the shop ready for the weekend's trade, we'll take an opportunity to have one last look at these long fin clowns. And like we touched on before, these are either something you love or hate, but you do have to appreciate the work that's gone into breeding them, because it continually amazes me the lengths that clownfish continually go to become a new thing in the hobby, despite being such a staple at the same time. But we'll move on to the coral, and we'll start off at the cheap end of town. These are $35 Australian a piece, and despite the low price point, you will still find some treasures in here, including some larger pieces, if you can see past those clownfish there. There's no shortage of some nice chalice on the bottom and some nice frags along the top. For each of these tanks, I will get the DSLR out to give you a top-down view, because I do feel it gives you a better view of the colours. So you can see here for the chalice, there's a nice variety of convict chalice, which are quite popular at the moment, and there's a good number of different colours available there, from greens and reds to even a little bit of a gold there. There's also some slightly injured pieces, which you can pick up cheap and bring them back to health, from some Favias, some Trachophilias, some looks like some bubble corals there. There's a good variety there. I quite like this fungia there. It's got quite a different colour to it to most of the ones you see. And there's even some very, very cheap hammers there, which that one's got a few heads on it for $35, which is crazy, crazy cheap. But if we roll on to the next $35 tank, you'll see in this one here, there's a good assortment of some Zoa frags, and I call them frags, but there's plenty of heads on the tile there. There's also some green goblin frags, and quite like that little Cinaria up there as well. He's got a nice striped pattern to it. Down the bottom here is some monster Xenia pieces there, and a great assortment of Western Australian frags, including these blue stags, which Western Australian SPS really gets sensational polyp extension, and their blues are beautiful. You can see some nice hammers in there as well. Again, $35 Australian a piece, and as promised, I will get the DSLR so we can have a good look at the colors of these. You can see a big wild Zoa rock there. There's also these hammers. You can see you've got a really nice green, a nice reverse. Got a couple of little pokey colonies there. Move on to these super hairy WA SPS frags, and again, $35 Australian, or if you're getting 3 or more, they come down to $30 Australian. So you see a nice hairy teal, a nice hairy blue, nice hairy green, and of course these beautiful Xenia colonies here. And have a look at them just pulsing away there. Got a couple of different varieties in here, some small sort of polyp ones and some larger polyp ones, but I know they cop a bad rap in the hobby, but what a beautiful coral it is. Up along the top here, you can see some SPS frags. There's some fireworks frags in there for $35 a piece, and get a quick glance through some of the variety of colors of Zoas in here. There are some cheaper Zoas to come in the tour. Very, very cheap. In fact, down to as little as about $8 a frag, but these ones sell for $35 a frag, and the lights have just come on, so they are still waking up, but you can see some of these here have completely engulfed the tile, and there's no shortage of heads on there for your money, which is, you know, often the case when you're looking for Zoas. You want to get value for money, and there's no shortage of it there. Heading around the corner, we move on to the $60 each or 3 for $150 tank, and there's some gorgeous chalice up here. These gold chalice, I cannot believe they have not sold quicker than that. For the price point, they are a very unique color indeed. And then you have a look across some of the other chalice available. Down the bottom here, there's some great turbinarias. I quite like this little blasto colony here. For $60, that's a really nice mature colony. There's a great assortment of fungi is there, some more cynarias, some star polyps, and a good assortment of lobos as well. But we've got to have a look at these chalice from the top down, because these are pretty special, I must say. So a couple of nice varieties there, from those golds through to some more convict chalice there. What else can we find here? Here's a nice, I think they call these ones watermelons, the sort of the red with the green there. You've got just a nice sort of reddy blue there. You've got the fairly standard red and green there, but whilst it's standard or common, doesn't take anything away from its beauty. You got the nice pink eye one there. You got the red with some teal bleeding through it, yellow eye there. Again, these are not super expensive pieces. They've got that nice green convict one, big size there. A little damage on him, but nothing too bad. And then down the base of this tank, you can see those turbinarias, the wild Zoa rock, that blasto there, big full colony of blastos. You got a walking dendro there, some nice little button scollies, some fungias. We've got a nice rhodactus rock there. You get that whole rock for $60, which is quite good when there's more than 6 polyps on it. The star polyps, even looks like some Trachyphilias or lobos or patchies or whatever they're designated as their scientific heritage this week. They do seem to change a lot at the moment. Over into this $60 system, I can see some really nice acan frags along the top here. Check out that one's got just a variety of different colors on the one piece. Super, super cool. And some other really nice pieces along top there. Some nice mazes, some more fungias. In fact, this fungia here has got just a really unique sort of colored polyps to it, quite long as well. Quite like that one, and there's some nice soft corals in here, another Xenia, and this one, the flow is off in this tank at the moment. And have a look at it just acting by itself, just pulsing away, which is super, super cool to see. It's just one of the really unique things in this hobby, which I love. Checking out these pieces from the top, have a look at the maze pattern on these. Gorgeous, gorgeous corals. They're pretty underappreciated here in Australia, but once they grow in and establish, just beautiful pieces. Got some nice favias there. Nice little colony there coming across into these acan frags though, and you'll see what I mean when you have a look at the top down of these. There's some really nice pieces in there. In fact, I don't even know if that's an acan or a button scully garden. It's really nice. I mean, again, probably not a lot of difference between a acan and a button scully, apart from the fact that the button scullies are singular. But that one there's got a nice little bit of red and yellow through it. Really nice pieces for the price, and something that I think don't have a huge care requirement, so suit a lot of reefers out there. There's that Xenia just pulsing away from the top down, and you can see some more of these soft corals here. The big organ pipe coral, I think they call them here. Really nice soft coral, super easy, grows really fast, and just gives a nice bit of color and movement to anyone's tank. There's even a gorgonian there, got a nice little bit of polyp extension on it, and a nice leather in the corner. But I could hear the SPS, or maybe more so could smell the SPS. I love a fresh, wild SPS delivery, and just like each of the other tanks, I promise we will get the top down DSLR in here, because let's be honest, with wild SPS, you can't really tell what they're going to do from afar. You need to have a good close look at the growth pattern, the colors, and the polyps. This piece here looks like it'll have quite a bit of potential. We'll take a look at that from the top down, and a nice variety of color and sizes here. And this interesting piece here, I'm not sure if that's a bit that's been cut from underneath the rest of the colony, or if it's is indeed something a bit different. But starting up the top here, there is no shortage of strawberry shortcakes, and have a look at them there. Strawberry shortcakes of all sorts of different growth patterns, color varieties, even some of, I think people call them pink lemonades, or they're just a bit of a variation on the strawberry shortcake in my opinion. You got a little bit of more blue through them. You got that highlighter tipped one there. This looks like a tricolor here. Nice polyp extension on it, and a good size piece for the money as well. $60 each, or 3 for $150 if you're looking to multi-buy. You can see nice contrasting polyps in that piece there. This one's quite interesting too. The polyps are probably a little pale on that one, but the base color is quite bright. Nice variety of pieces here. Always something different in the wild SPS piece. There's one of those sort of pink lemonades. Some people will argue with you that that is a strawberry shortcake, and more power to them. Just what I call them is a pink lemonade, but that other one there had the growth part on that was quite vibrant indeed. Look how red this piece is. Potentially not going to keep that color in your home aquarium, but it's showing plenty of potential sitting there on the rack. Scrolling through these pieces here, this one's a little bit more of your standard sort of green, but it is a little bit of a smooth skin for those that like that. This piece shows a lot of potential. Look at the gold on this. Nice bright blue and purple tips. Gold throughout it. I quite like it. That one there probably doesn't grab my attention so much, but might suit someone else out there a little bit more. There is no shortage of SPS in this system. Have a look at this beautiful piece here. Quite a common one, but super easy to grow. Great color contrast to the pink and the green. A nice solid green there. Always a easy variant to keep. Look at the green polyps in that piece there in the corner, just flowing away. Here's another nice sort of goldy possibility piece there. Probably got a little bit sandy brown in the aquarium. You never know with wild acros, they can do anything. Down the bottom there, we've got some more tricolors, a little bit more of a strawberry shortcake in a nice, interesting growth pattern. Highlighter yellow, another really green strawberry shortcake there. Have a look at the colors, and this looks like almost like a wild fox flame there. Fairly red with the yellow tips on it. Some more strawberry shortcakes, no shortage of those. Very, very popular. Quite like this piece down the base here. He's got a lot of gold to it. Good polyp extension as well. Just the single color, but that'll look really nice once it's grown out. Nice pale teal with the purple tips. A nice solid blue there. No shortage of different colors and varieties here. But of course, heaps of strawberry shortcake. It is everyone's favorite. Some more solid greens there. Huge assortment of wild acro. This tank is absolutely chock-a-block with all of these different pieces. Each piece about the size of an adult fist, and yeah, $60 Australian. I'll let you do the currency conversion to see what that would be in your local area, but still quite affordable even in this day and age where prices have gone up. This is that smooth skin pink and gold piece here. Like I said, I'm not sure if that is something that was just underneath some other pieces or whether it is something completely unique, but I will watch that one with great interest. Into the other side of the $60 tank, the final of the $60 pieces. This one's a little bit more of a LPS. I was going to say encrusting, but we've got some hammers and Duncans in there as well, but plenty of encrusting pieces. Down the base here, plenty of Trachophilia, some Gonies and Alveos. Come across into some NPS pieces there, Sun Coral, and then some nice softies. I quite like the shape of these pieces. I'm not sure if they're Colt Corals or something else, but really cool nonetheless. We will, of course, pop the DSLR in so we can have a good look. Here's these LPS frags ready to just encrust over your rockwork. And from Blastos to Acans to Montes, Gonies, you name it, there's pieces in there. Samacoras, there is Cephastrias, there's Favias. Great assortment. In fact, looking at Cephastrias here, I can see 3 different colors of Cephastria on screen. Some of those gold chalice in the smaller pieces if you're just looking for a frag. Into some Duncan frags here, a couple of different varieties of Duncans, some more Montes there, and heading across here, even a nice little assortment of some single hammer heads and frog spawn heads in that same $60 price point. Nice little combo of some candy cane and some xenia there, some more hammers. no shortage there. These hammers might not be the brightest in the world, but I believe these ones could even be the captive spawned pieces from Interfish. And you know you're going to have a nice rock solid coral that's been spawned in captivity. Always shows that it's definitely going to handle the life in your aquarium, possibly a little bit better than the wild caught pieces. Down on the base, we'll have a look and see these nice little nano-sized Trachyphyllia. Some of those have got a nice splash of color through them at that price point. Hard to argue with that. And moving on to some of our gonies here, some of the old sort of golf ball style gonies, and some of your more common sort of encrusting gonies. That one on the tile there with the real yellow eyes is very nice indeed. Into that non-photosynthetic piece there, and next to it the sun coral, which is also non-photosynthetic. And then you've got this couple of colt corals here. I'm going to call them colt corals. Someone will tell me I'm wrong, but they're nice leathers nonetheless. Nice softies and a few more softies there. Great assortment. Again, at $60 a piece. Can't be too disappointed with that. And oh, at $60 a piece also is a nice mandarin here. He's just checking out his reflection in the glass there. But ironically, yes, the mandarins at DeerPark are also $60 each, and he's in the $60 tank. We will keep the coral show rolling on though. We're moving on to the $120 a piece. And in here you can see a good assortment from massive Zoa rocks there if you need to fill a big gap, through to some Lobos. Got some more higher end gonies, a couple of your sort of base scollies there. Some nice blastos along the top. Nice, that's a Wilsoni, I think. They're a beautiful piece at that price point. Very, very high end indeed. Some big Chellas, a big green goblin colony there, but heading across to the other side of the $120 systems. Down the base here, we've got some more of the sort of entry point scollies, a really nice Pectinia there I quite like, some Trachyphyllias. These nice discomorphs there are quite nice indeed. Got some torch along the top, some big acro pieces, and some nice sort of mid-range hammer. We'll get the DSLR to have a look at these because some of these pieces are quite interesting. You see the torch here had plenty of potential to them. Nice assortment of colors there. Slightly smaller pieces, I will say. I wouldn't call them frags, but they're definitely not big colonies. They're sort of in that in-between section. These are a couple of the larger acro pieces that do have that slightly higher price point, but the color on those is not too bad at all. I suspect it will probably dull out a little bit as it settles into aquarium life, but then the new growth should be quite vibrant from there. And they've got a nice growth pattern to them, nice little sort of plating out growth pattern. Nice little gold hammer there, and check out how bright this green hammer is next to it. The camera's going to need to adjust. Super toxic indeed. Coming down into a nice smaller tentacle hammer there. This one maybe not quite as bright, but I quite like the pattern on it. A couple of nice more sort of toxic models there, and then you get a little bit more of a teal coloured hammer here, and then a sort of a faux gold there. It's sort of half between a green and a gold. Then you come into a little bit more of a browny gold there, but a larger piece at that price point. This nice little couple of heads there is quite bright, probably getting a little bit too much flow there over the edge, but he'll find a new home soon enough. Down into some of the entry-priced scollies down there. That red one with the green splash is quite nice. This Pectinia, though, is something that really stands out to me. Dave has a couple of these in store at the moment, and I would go as far as saying they're an Aussie Space Invader. They've got lots of green and gold through them, and then the purple to boot as well, which is very, very nice indeed. Over here you can see some nice Trachyphyllias, Zoa rock, and then there is those discomorphs there, and I got to tell you what, they are very, very nice color indeed. And then we've got two more large green acros down there on the base, and yeah, they've got some nice color to them. I know green is green, but that is a nice green. I want to quickly show you here the Zoas. Dave has hundreds, if not thousands, of Zoa tiles for $15 each, 3 for $30 or 10 for $80. But in these boxes, there are some candy apple BTAs. I know a few customers have been chasing these, and Dave's got a few in this week, and you can see they are a good size. This is definitely not the best angle to show off the color of them, but if you are interested in one of those, head on in store. You can see Zoas for days there. There's even Zoas in some of the fish systems. But we're over to the $200 system, which is sort of getting into the higher end of town. Have a look at some of the hammers in here. We will get the DSLR to really check out their color. That reverse, that toxic green with the funny little sort of shaped tentacles on it. Nice Wilsoni there, got a Rhodactis that I like up the back, and this uniquely coloured Goni here is interesting. He's not quite red, he's not quite peach, it's strange. Down on the base here there is a nice collection of Cyanarias, a big showpiece Trachy, even a couple of clams, which if that's the price point on those, that's quite affordable, and a very high-end Rick. Surely that can't be in the right section, that can't be the right price. We'll get the DSLR and have a look at these pieces from the top, because this is what I'd call a pretty high-end reverse hammer. It's a big piece. The colors are quite striking and contrasty. Really, really nice indeed. And yeah, he's got a great shape all the way around. We'll compare it to some of the other hammers in here. Have a look at this one up the back. Another toxic model. This guy's got a little bit of damage up the back there, so he probably just needs a little bit of recovery. He's possibly getting a little too much flow, or possibly got a sting from a piece next to him. This one here has got a nice sort of goldy hue through the base into a pink anchor. Again, another fairly large piece, so you're getting quite a bit of coral there for your money. This is one of the ones that I wanted to have a look at from the top down, because I'm going to call it a hammer, but it looks like it can't quite decide if it's hammer, frog spawn, torch. Strange little shaped tentacles on it. The model next to it's a bit more obvious. This Lobo, or whatever it's designated as this week, got a nice little potential for some rainbow coloration through there. And then if we scroll across, we can check out this Wilsoni, and this boy is hungry. Look at the feeder tentacles out on him. He's looking to grab a bit of food, and what an aggressive looking coral it is. Wilsonis are not aggressive at all, but I've never seen one with the tentacles out like that before. He's looking for a feed. This is this fairly unique Rhodactis there, and speaking of unique, check out the color on this Goni here. I'm going to say Goni, it could be an Elvio, but no, I'm pretty sure that's a Goni. It's got enough tentacles around each polyp there. Super, super unique coloration. Down on the base, we can get a good look at these Cyanaria colors here. Obviously, plenty of reds there, but you got a nice sort of purple, a sort of a little bit more of a rusty color there. And then, yeah, don't forget these Trachyphilias here. Big showpiece, nice round size. Beautiful piece indeed. And then we come across to these nice clams here again at this price point. There's some nice croquet clams there, beautiful patterns on them. Maybe not the brightest, but we'll check out some of the brighter croquets in the final coral tank over here. This is the POA, or price on application tank, and you can see why there's some ridiculously nice hammers in there. Have a look at these gold and green hammers. Very, very nice indeed. Some canary hammers, this beautiful Pectinia, some Space Invader Pectinia in there. Down on the base here, there's some of the high-end Recordias in there. Got a nice double-mouthed Deshi there. Very, very blue clam. We'll have a look at that from the top down in a second. Another couple of nice clams there. In fact, quite a few more clams there. Nice gold chalice, OG bounce, some Rick pups there. But of course, let's get the DSLR out. This gold hammer in the top corner is that close to the camera. This is about as far away from it as I could get, but you wouldn't want to be anywhere else, because that's nice and gold. And then we've got this beautiful reverse next to it, which has got the green with the sort of the goldy tops to it. We'll get back to that one in a second. Still panning around this big gold boy here. Here's a nice green section with gold. There's another sort of Holy Grail-esque hammer there. You can see the green and gold on it there. Really nice movement. Probably getting a little bit too much flow there, considering the lights have just come on, but you can see he doesn't mind it too much at all. Got this piece here. Have a look at the color on that. That's very, very nice, but believe it or not, they get even better still. But that's nice solid gold with a nice greeny heart to it. And then we come up here. This is having a bit more of a look at that slightly larger piece, which is the gold with the green center to it. But hold your breath, because the hammers are about to get even brighter. Have a look at this mottle here. This thing is bright. Lovely small little heads on it there. Really nice fluttering away in the flow. Then we come down here. Let's see what we can find. We've got a couple of canary hammers here, I believe. This one's quite nice. Nice yellowy green to it. You can see the gold next to it there. This canary is probably the pick of the bunch in my opinion. You can see how yellowy that is. You can see the green to the top left there. This is definitely not green, or not the same green that you find on others. And here's a gold just to compare again the sort of differences there. That is one of the nice golds of the green center, probably one of the better of those ones out of the bunch. These are nice, what people are calling a rainbow hammer here. It's got blues, golds, pinks, purples through it. Nice sort of assortment. I must admit, I do find they look better under the macro than they do in person, though. And speaking of nice in person, have a look at that nice gold hammer there on the front. Gorgeous. Smaller, nice round gold piece next to it. Moving on up to a couple of Pectinias. You got the Space Invader, and then what I'm dubbing the Aussie Space Invader. That's a stunning piece. If that doesn't go this weekend, I might have to find a home for it. Moving across into some of the beautiful Torch here. Big pieces there, some smaller pieces that are still waking up. You got some nice gold with teal tips there, a couple of options. In fact, you got gold with a green tip, then you got gold with a teal tip there. Down onto the base, when the camera focuses, you can see the beautiful Recordias there. And then there is that double mouth Desh, looking an absolute treat there. I imagine feeding that thing would be interesting. Give him the 2 feeds for each one of the mouths. And then you've got that beautiful blue Croakea there. Very, very nice. Some other clams next to it there. That one's a bigger piece with a nice sort of gold pattern through it. A little bit cheaper despite being bigger. And then you got that beautiful, that's hard to see from the top, that one, but gold with blue through it. This one's a little bit more of your browny blue color there, but still a nice piece, reacting beautifully to the camera rolling over its head. Another similar sort of color variant there for people looking for the slightly cheaper ones, apart from those toxic blue ones, which do definitely draw a high price tag. You got the OG bounce and then a couple of pieces over there just in recovery that Dave has aside. But you can see a fantastic assortment of fish and coral in store at DeerPark Aquarium. And that's before we even get to the dry goods that I won't cover in today's video. Alright guys, there you have it. That was my quick and easy tour of all of the brand new fish and coral at DeerPark Aquarium. We didn't look at any of the dry goods, and I know Dave has got a heap of new dry goods in this week, including a big Kamoa top-up, which is awesome because I know everyone out there looking at automatic water changes is looking right at those products. And of course, there's the whole freshwater side of the shop that I didn't even touch on today. So there is heaps happening in the DeerPark Aquarium, and you can catch up with me and the rest of the team there today. I'll be there all day Saturday, as I am every Saturday, if you do have any questions or you just want to catch up and have a chat about your reef tank. Now, I do want to give a quick thank you to Dave and Blake for making it possible for me to come in with my camera, and also for Dave, even when he was feeling a touch under the weather, to be brave enough to put a microphone on and take us around talking about some of the fish, because if you guys have watched my channel long enough, you'll know I've got no idea on fish, so it does definitely help to have someone with Dave's experience take us through and talk about some of the idiosyncrasies about each of these beautiful fish. Other than that, I want to give a massive shout out to all of my channel subscribers. We are edging towards 30,000 subscribers. If you want to become one of the family members, feel free to hit the subscribe button in that bottom corner there. Nearly forgot what the button was called, which is a worry. But yes, it is a subscribe button down in that corner. Takes 2 seconds of your time, costs no money whatsoever. And a final, very massive shout out to all of my channel members who do actually chip in a couple of bucks each month to make these videos possible. They're appearing up on screen here. And as always, I very humbly appreciate your support making all of these videos possible. Now, next weekend, I will probably give you an update on my dream reef tank. If you can recall, last time I had a few problems with it, labeled Trouble in Paradise, I think it was. I'll give you an update on some of the things I've discovered, some of the things I've done, and of course, an update on just how the tank is doing overall. Other than that, guys, I will leave you to it. I look forward to seeing you next week. Stay safe, keep reefing. Cheers, bye.